You're listening to international investment advisor Doug Goldstein on the Goldstein on Gelt show, the financial show where we'll talk about how you can make the most of your money. With all the confusing financial chatter bombarding you each and every day, Goldstein on Gelt will give you the practical information you want and need about living a financially stable life. Here's your host, money maven Doug Goldstein.
Okay, we are back. I'm very happy to have back on the Goldstein on Gelt show Professor Robert Aumann, who's an Israeli-American mathematician, and he's a professor at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and he won the 2005 Nobel Prize in Economics. Professor, pleasure to have you back.
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you.
We're actually in an exciting time now because there was just another economics prize granted by the Nobel Committee to Alvin, Roth, and Lloyd Shapley for what they say is the theory of stable pairwise matching. Could you explain what that is in layman's terms?
Yeah, I'll try. It's broader than that. It's what Al Roth calls market design. And let me say this: that both Lloyd Shapley and Al Roth are very good friends of ours over here in Jerusalem.
Great.
And they're very close associates, both of them. Lloyd Shapley has visited here a number of times. He spent a year here, and when we had an emphasis year in game theory in 1980-81, and he has an honorary doctorate from the Hebrew University. Al Roth often comes here. He was here last time in January of this year, and he lectures here at the Hebrew University, at the Technion, various places. So they are good friends of mine personally, and also of the game theory community in Israel. So
okay, that's a very nice endorsement.
So now, what they got the prize for more broadly than a pairwise matching is an item called market design. Now, market design is about, the way Al puts it, it's about choosing things that have to choose us also, okay?
Okay.
And what does that mean, choosing things that have to choose us? For example, getting married. Okay, that's one thing. We have to choose life partners, and but there are other things also. We have to choose jobs, and the jobs have to choose us. We have to choose schools, and the schools have to choose us. Medical students have to choose hospitals in which they do their residencies, and the hospitals choose them. So this is what is meant by pairwise matching. Okay. And another very important application of this idea is kidney donors and sufferers from kidney disease. Okay, so there are people who suffer from kidney disease that will die unless they get a kidney. And and there are donors who are willing to donate their kidneys to these people. But there's a problem, because when I say, God forbid, I'm willing to donate a kidney to my wife, she doesn't need one, thank God, at this moment. But if that should happen, then my kidney may not be compatible with my wife's body. So there's a problem over there, and that is a problem that is addressed by this theory and application, this matter of market design, for which the Nobel Prize was awarded this year. Now, let me say this. Your program is called Goldstein and Gelt.
Goldstein on Gelt, right.
Goldstein and Gelt, okay, on Gelt. Goldstein on Gelt, okay. So this conversation is totally inappropriate for this program, because the one thing that characterizes this Nobel Prize is that there's no Gelt involved.
That's exactly it. In fact, that's the way that
no
people
Gelt
explain
involved.
it.
If there was Gelt involved, then the market would take care of all those things. But there's no Gelt involved when you choose a wife, because we're not in India and there's no dowry, yes? And even if when there is a dowry, even in India, people are smart enough to know that they should not pick a wife on the basis of the size of the dowry, yes? The Indians are very, very smart people. So they're smart enough to know that. So the Gelt is even when there is Gelt involved, it's very secondary in things like marriage, in things like jobs. Okay, when you look for a job and the job looks for you, you have to be suitable for that job, and you have to like the job, and the job has to like you. Now, the most convincing case of this is the kidneys that I was talking about, because it would be possible. The market could solve this problem in principle. In other words, you could say, we will buy kidneys, okay? We'll pay you so much, and then the market will take care of that. We'll pay you for your kidney. But that is against the law in all countries in the world that I know of, okay? It's against the law to sell your kidneys. No money is allowed to be involved in organ exchange, okay? As far as I know. And certainly in Western countries, certainly in Israel and the United States and Europe, this is outlawed because, I think for fairly obvious reasons, because people who need money, yes, would be tempted to sell their organs, and this is something which is absolutely unacceptable on moral, ethical grounds. So we're talking about Goldstein today, but no Gelt, okay? There's no Gelt involved. If there was Gelt involved, then we wouldn't have these things. Now, we are talking about a situation. Let me explain this. We are talking about this pairwise. Actually, there are two ideas here. One is pairwise matching, and one is one-sided matching. But let me talk about the pairwise matching first. Let's take the marriage example. So you have 20 boys and 20 girls, okay? And you want to make a shidduch between those 20 boys and those 20 girls. In other words, you want to have a situation where there are 20 marriages. Now, it's possible that you get there's a medrash, and it's in Parshas Bereishis. The medrash says that one Roman woman asked one of the sages of the Talmud, okay, since you created the world, since God created the world, what has He been doing since then? And he has nothing to do, so to speak. He created the world, and that's it. Now, so the sage answered him. He's been making shidduchim. Okay, he's been arranging marriages between young boys and young ladies. Now, she said, "Oh, that's ridiculous." She said, "I have 2,000. I have 1,000 men servants, slaves, and 1,000 women servants, and I will line them up." And she lined them up, 1,000, and she lined up the 1,000 woman servants, and she said, "Okay, now you get married. The first one gets married to the first one, the second to the second, the third to the third." And that's what she did. And in the morning there was mayhem, because there were broken noses and shouts, and people were totally unhappy. And so the sage said to her, "You see what happens? God is really busy doing these things. It's not as simple as you think." Now, Roth and not Roth, but basically it's Shapley. I'll explain Roth's role right away. But what Shapley did was to solve the problem of how that this Roman lady was unable to solve, and that God is able to solve. And that problem is how to match the men to the women. Now, what is the requirement? Now we get to this phrase stability that you mentioned before. What is the basic requirement when you're matching boys to girls? And the basic requirement is this. You want that matching, you want those 20 marriages to be such that there is no pair consisting of a boy, let's call him Abraham, and a girl, let's call her Sarah, who are not matched to each other, who are not married, yeah, and prefer each other to their mates. That's what you do not want, yes?
Or the
that
opposite.
Spells trouble. That spells trouble. If you have a situation where Abraham prefers Sarah to his mate, but Sarah does not prefer Abraham to her mate, that's okay. Okay, Abraham can think of Sarah, at night, but Sarah is not thinking of him, so there's no problem. Okay,
so it's stable.
But if it's two-way, if Abraham prefers Sarah and Sarah prefers Abraham, okay, then to their respective mates, then that spells trouble. That spells going to the rabbinate. Okay, so that is what you don't want. So that is exactly the definition of stability. You want a stable system of marriages, a stable 20 marriages. Yeah, a stable assignment. Okay, a stable assignment of boys to girls or girls to boys is one in which there is no pair like this that prefer each other to their mates. And what Shapley and David Gale, who died about 4 years ago, showed at the beginning of the 60s, in 62 it was, they published a paper that showed that it's possible, there always is a stable matching. It's possible to assign the boys to the girls in such a way that you will not have this kind of situation, and where you want to go to the rabbinate, and that is not at all obvious. It may sound simple. It is not at all simple. It's quite difficult to prove that. And now that stayed as a theoretical result for 20 years.
Wow.
And then Al Roth came across, he knew about this result, but what he came across was a situation involving the medical students in the United States and the hospitals, and the medical students want to do residencies, and that's exactly the same as the matching problem. It's exactly the same as the boys and girls from a mathematical point of view. In other words, the structure of the problem is the same. Okay, and what Roth he examined this problem and he applied the algorithm of Gale and Shapley to this problem of the residencies, and this was a very difficult problem in the United States because students would be assigned to hospitals in one way or another, and then the hospitals and students would find each other in a different way, and contracts would be broken and so on. So this market was in chaos until the solution was found using the Gale-Shapley algorithm. And when Roth realized this, he said, "Hey, there's a tremendous opportunity here for application of this deep mathematical result." And he went in there and he applied the Gale-Shapley algorithm to all kinds of situations. Right now, there is a program which is going in New York where hundreds of thousands of high school students, New York City, hundreds of thousands of high school students are assigned to many hundreds, perhaps thousands of high schools, not thousands, but many hundreds of high schools in New York City or in New York and its surroundings, and they use the Gale-Shapley algorithm, or certain versions of it. Sometimes you have to change it a little bit, but they use the Gale-Shapley idea for this. And you have kindergartens in Boston, and you have the kidney exchanges, which are based on a somewhat different idea. They're not exactly the Gale-Shapley idea. This is based on an idea of Shapley, again, the same person, and Herbert Scarf of Yale University, who's also a good friend of Israel and a good friend of yours truly.
Okay. Professor Aumann, I'm going to have to stop you just for 1 minute because we're just out of time on this part. Let me, first of all, thank you, Professor Robert Aumann, Nobel Prize winner 2005 at the Hebrew University. I want to continue this discussion, but for now, let me just say thank you.
Okay, very good, very good.
You've been listening to the Goldstein on Gelt show with money maven Doug Goldstein. Doug's weekly radio show is heard around the world, but if you miss it, you can download the podcast at www.goldsteinongelt.com. The Goldstein on Gelt show gives you up-to-date financial ideas so you can get on the path to financial freedom. If you'd like your questions answered on the air or off, send Doug an email to doug@profile-financial.com. It's your money for your future, so join Doug every week to build your wealth on the Goldstein on Gelt show.